I told you that the builds were coming. And now I'm about to give you a build which is a Hidden Ones Stealthy Life Theft build. You're going to move quickly. You're going to steal life. You're going to really murder the living daylights out of everybody. It's all about the runes. It's all about the abilities. There is no crying in Valhalla. I'm Darkshadow, the YouTube Assassin. Let's get this build on. So, as far as this build goes, I want you to ignore the power and everything like that. I want you to focus on the items, okay? Now, it's all the Hidden Ones set. The Hidden Ones set, you could actually collect all the pieces by going to these various locations in various areas. There'll be a Hidden Ones Bureau, and upon kind of solving the puzzle, you'll find the set. Now, as you can see, the hood, with everything, you get an increase in assassin damage when you're crouched and undetected for 10 seconds, and additional increases to headshot damage. Now, as I'm saying, everything is about the runes. Alright? So, on the hood, I put +2 in evasion, plus 3.3 assassination damage, plus 2.0 stealth damage. I was just working with what I had, okay? But assassination damage and stealth is really going to help out here. So is the evasion in some cases. Going to the robes has the same effect as the other thing, but as you can see, it has a kind of diamond slot. So with that, I put increased back damage when crouched and undetected for 10 seconds. So combined with the whole outfit, as you can see, when it increases assassination damage with the entire outfit. If you're behind the person, it also increases back damage. So you're doing mega damage if you're just sneaking up on the person from behind, which is great. I also added the plus 2.0 stealth damage and the plus 3.3 assassin damage. Going over to the mask, again, has everything included in the set. 2.0 evasion, 2.0 stealth, 3.3 assassin. The gloves, 2.0 evasion, 2.0 stealth, 3.3 assassin. And I have the same set on the leggings. Now, I would have loved to find a couple of other runes, and in a later video I'm actually going to go over a bunch of runes, which runes you really want to look for, which ones are the best kind of things to find, and which are not so much. And then I'm also going to go over weapon runes as well. Now, as far as the weapons go, speaking of, I have Skadi's Wrath here, which increase the critical chance when hitting weak points. So I thought that was kind of optimal for this kind of build, crit chance. Now, if you look at the runes, I have increased range damage when close to full health. So if I'm going to attack from a distance, I'm going to have some pretty good damage as long as I'm full health or close to it. And then I also have a great a rune of, I believe this one is great finesse, and then there is also a rune of minor finesse. So those actually give the 3.3 critical and 2.7 critical respectively. I would have loved to have more great. I always want to go for great because with the way that these are, they come in 3 flavors. They come in minor, the regular, and then great. And obviously great has like the most of what you're looking for: damage, health, so forth and so on. And speaking of health, we have the Suttinger's Claw. This one also has increased critical damage when close to full health, 8.0 critical damage, 3.3 assassination damage. Alright, going over to the Copus, this mythical dagger, actually, hold on, this claw here, I believe, is one of the weapons that you'll find in the Hidden Ones layers. And then you come over here to the Copus. This is something that you get when you do one of the southern areas, you complete the quest, and then that's what you get here. It has increased speed when close to full health, plus 8% critical damage, and plus 7 ability damage, because I like the ability damage as well. And the blade itself restore a low amount of health for each critical hit. As you're doing critical hits, you will restore health, and with all this crit damage and crit chance, you have the opportunity to actually really get in there, and you'll see several times where I actually do gain health. Now, again, it's all about the runes, it's all about the items that you find, and just the placement of them. Honestly, if I could change out a couple of runes on some of these items here, I would put more crit chance and crit damage if I could find it for the armor. If I could, I would totally load that up, and then this thing would be even more of a beast than it is. Alright? As far as your power goes, all you want to do is make sure that you kind of fill in a lot of like the Raven area. You want to have a lot of evasion, the attack damage, melee. Way of the Raven actually covers a whole bunch of stuff. And then if you completed everything as well, you really want to use the Raven Mastery. As you can see, it increases assassination damage, evasion, and health, which is what you're looking for. You also want to go with the Bear Mastery, because as you can see, melee damage, melee resistance, and health. So that's kind of like, you know, what you want to go with. As far as the wolf side, you definitely could use some of the range damage, resistance, and health as you're looking around through these bars, because as you can see, it works out a lot. The range you don't want to bother with so much, because we're usually or mostly going to be using this as an assassin style build. And later on, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to do some poison and fire builds with this kind of thing just to see how effective it'll be. As far as abilities go, I decided to put this one right here, which is the Raven Distraction. Your Raven will actually bother your enemies just in case you want to sneak up behind and really get them if you're in the middle of a battle. I also added Piercing Shot. I kind of like the idea of shooting through everything, which is pretty amazing. Looking over here, we have the Thorn of Slumber. The arrow marked with whatever symbol puts targets to sleep almost instantly, which is good, especially if you're trying to be sneaky. This is an assassin build. And then I also use the Incendiary Powder Trap, which you can use to actually trap the bodies. They walk over to it to see what's going on, they explode, takes out your enemies, and you're still unseen. Now going over to the melee abilities, I have this Blinding Rush. This way you get to move undetected, you move quickly, and they don't even realize you're around. Vengeance of Thor, this is kind of like the Hero Strike, where you're actually blasting them. And it's kind of like a really awesome idea to have, so that way you do, again, it's all about damage if you need that damage. The Harpoon Impalement, this is great for, you know, just sneaking around, or if you are surrounded and you really want to get a hold of somebody, an archer who's a little bit of a distance away, and you just want to take them out while you're in the middle of the fray. And then over here we have Dive of the Valkyries, which is just kind of awesome. It's just devastating. I really saw no use for any of these other things, at least not yet. And we'll see what happens. Again, this whole build is going to be doing massive damage. You're going to see where I one-shot some people. You're going to see where some people just go down after like a couple of hits. You're going to see where I rapid fire attack people and they go down. And you'll also see that if I'm taking some health loss, how I'm restoring it. And I mean, you saw at the beginning of the video, as I'm battling one of Ragnar's men, he just was no match. He was basically standing still. I just kept stabbing at him. And it's quick, it's efficient, it gets rid of the enemy, it does the job. And I really enjoy this build. Hopefully you will too. Again, what I want you to understand though is that these builds that I do, they are not the tell-all end-all. Just because I do a build does not mean that it's set in stone. You're going to make your adjustments according to your play style. And again, I would love to hear from you what you would do in order to alter this kind of build. Anyway, let's see what it looks like in action. One of the things I forgot to mention is that it doesn't matter how far you are with upgrading the equipment, either at the blacksmith or just with the materials that you have. You use what you can, what you've got, and you go along as you can. You add whatever runes you can in the sockets. Now, you already saw that, like, I very quietly took out that one guy. I grabbed that guy with the spear, took him out just to get rid of him quickly. That's great if you got a couple of people that are ringing bells or whatever. Here, we're going to take this guy out. And that's just a massive amount of damage. Same thing there. I mean, as we go further, as we find newer runes, as I find critical hit and critical damage, I'm pretty sure those are going to be better. This guy I'm actually going to pull up, which is hilarious. He doesn't die, he just gets pulled up closer. But that's actually good, so that way he doesn't alert his whole crew. And we can see that there's nothing there. We need a key. We'll go around, we'll fight all the other enemies. That guy looks like he's got a key. And if you don't want to play all stealthy, you can just go right in for it. But you're moving quietly, they're hearing you a lot less. They have to be in your vision in order for them to like really get you. But as you can see, I'm taking out like a lot of people. That was like one of those Goliath things that throw you. And just look at the speed with which he's actually being killed, with the way that Ivor is just swinging those blades. I actually like it. Now, the whole focus is that with the one blade, it moves quickly, and as it moves, it actually builds up to a critical hit. And if you're low on health, the other dagger will help you steal that health that you need. And it really happens a lot more often than you think. I've been like pretty, I'm not going to say pretty low, I've been maybe 75% health, and I go to full health like real quick. It's all about the use of the runes. The runes that I have, obviously, for stealth and evasion. Right now, I have 7 points of ability damage, 16 points of critical damage, only 6 points of crit chance. The assassin damage is 19.8. The stealth is 10, and the evasion is 10. So I'm pretty good at evading as well. But I would have preferred to have more of that other stuff. I would have preferred to have more crit chance and more hit damage. So we'll see if I end up finding another maybe similar weapon, and then I could do the rune dupe trick with the weapons and get all those items. Or if I find some critical hit damage items for the armor, I could upgrade that as well. Now I actually, look at that, look how fast that guy went down. Now, according to Jordan's stats of Jordan Does, I should have used no more than 4 of each rune. I actually put 1 of each rune on each piece of armor. As you go beyond 4, it actually begins to taper off. He's going to be doing a video about that very soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that. You know that guy is good. He's a world record holder in damage for Odyssey. So you know he knows his stuff. Now again, this is, you know, like kind of like a stealth play, but at the same time, I like getting in there, so it's a little more aggressive. The more assassin, or not just assassin and ability damage, but the more critical hit damage and chance that I would have had, this would have been even better. But as you can see, most of these guys are just being one-shot and just falling down. It's not 10 million damage, but it doesn't need to be. It gets the job done, and off we go. We're just killing everything. Nothing stood a chance here. And on a battlefield, I've played this doing regular battlefields. It's done a lot of damage there as well. It's just been a powerhouse. And I hope you really do enjoy it. Anyway, other than that, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. please like and subscribe for more builds. I'm going to be doing more throughout the week. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Until the next time, take care. And if you have any suggestions for any builds that you would want to see with any armor, I know Thor is going to be a big favorite, feel free to hit me up. I'll see you in the next one.